One key output of more than 20 years of research by Professor Carol Dweck is that when faced with a challenge, we will adopt one of two mindsets, bearing in mind that a mindset in this context is the view you adopt of your ability to do something. The formal titles of these types of mindsets are entity and incremental, but they are commonly referred to and easily remembered as fixed, which is entity, and growth, which is incremental. To start off, let us use Jill as an example. She has an incremental or growth mindset. Jill can be categorized as someone who has a growth mindset because she believes her ability level can be changed regardless of her innate talent. She embraces challenges no matter how difficult. She is inspired by and learns from others rather than feeling demotivated or threatened by them. She believes effort will determine performance. And Jill persists in the face of setbacks. She doesn't quit at the first sign of obstacles. She sees feedback as an opportunity to help her learn and improve. She doesn't take it personally or get upset by it. And lastly, Jill knows working hard is important, more important than brains or talent. Jack, on the other hand, has an entity or fixed mindset. He believes his ability to do something is a fixed trait. For instance, he says things like, "I'm good at languages, but I am not really good at any sports." He often spends more time documenting his ability than trying to improve his ability. He tries to avoid challenges, probably out of fear of poor performance. He worries about how new results may ruin past impressions of him. This pressure can lead to feelings of anxiety. And Jack gives up fairly easily when confronted with obstacles. He doesn't like to see himself or be seen by others as struggling. Jack sees effort as useless or a waste of time. And lastly, Jack doesn't react well to feedback. Actually, he often ignores it or even gets upset by it most of the time. So now that you know more about the differences between fixed and growth mindset, which one are you? Why does it matter? Let's think about how mindset may affect the way you take feedback. Let's say you walk into a lecture and you find yourself struggling to understand. How do you react? Let's call this cat Hamish. Hamish is fairly smart for being a cat, but doesn't understand the lecture. Hamish goes on to blame the teacher and fails to take any credit for not understanding. Hamish is likely to give up and maybe just go off to do other things. Then there's a dog. Let's call him Pete. Dogs are pretty smart, but Pete doesn't understand the lecture either. His reaction is different from Hamish's though. He knows he needs to work harder and perhaps needs to prepare more. He doesn't go off to do other things. Instead, he focuses on putting more effort in so he can better understand the lecture next time. Now imagine you were handed back an assignment with a lot of corrections on it. You could take it and say, "Wow, I really messed up on this assignment," and instead of just flipping to the end mark, let me see exactly where I went wrong. You can be thankful rather than upset that your instructor put so much work into writing multiple corrections so you can do better next time. Or you can be this annoyed student, blaming your innate ability rather than your effort, blaming the marker who has put a lot of effort into trying to get you to do better, and giving up because you believe it is someone else's fault. By this point, you have learned a lot about the differences between fixed and growth mindset. It is important to keep in mind that you can change your mindset, and that your mindset falls on a continuum. You are not fixed or growth. Actually, it could be that you already adopt quite a growth mindset, but hopefully after this video, you have learned more about the benefits of a growth mindset and you can further improve it accordingly. So remember, your mindset can really influence your academic performance. It is up to you to keep this in mind the next time you're faced with academic challenges.